Breaking news tonight at 11. People from Malibu to Mexico tonight reporting a fireball in the sky, and we have the dramatic video. Good evening. I'm Mark Brown.
I'm Michelle Tuzzi. Eyewitness News reporter Amy Powell is live at Griffith Observatory with tonight's spectacle in the sky. Amy.
Michelle and Mark, a lot of people staring at the sky tonight going, what was that? Apparently they were treated to quite a light show. I spoke to a couple of police officers who say they saw something, and some amateur astronomers here at the observatories were talking about the giant fireball streaking across the sky, and we have the dramatic video to show you. This video came to us from an Eyewitness News viewer. It's from a car's dash cam. You can see the light in the distance as it streaks across the sky. Take a closer look. The meteor was seen by people across the southwest U.S. and parts of Mexico.
And I'm just watching it. It was coming like in slow motion. It was about as big as, I would say, about a cantaloupe. But it was perfectly round, all blue, and just the very tip of it was a big long teardrop, but humongous. Tip was just orange.
Many witnesses took to social media to share what they witnessed. Randy Banks tweeted, "Is it possible for a meteorite to illuminate the entire night sky, much like lightning would, for only about half a second?" Audrey Bagley tweeted, "Saw the whole horizon light up 46 miles outside of Barstow." Here's another look at the video of the meteor that has so many people talking tonight. And you may recall that giant meteor that exploded over Russia earlier this year. Scientists say that has taught them that there are more meteors out there than previously thought, and they're more likely to hit the Earth more frequently. Reporting live in Griffith Park, Amy Powell, ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Plus, we have insight into what was that fireball in the sky.
NBC4's Robert Kovacic is live for us up in Griffith Park. Robert?
Chuck and Colleen, if this was actually a fireball, it was certainly far-reaching. We first heard about it from you, our viewers, around 8 o'clock tonight from all over Southern California, thanks in part to the clear skies that we have this evening. Now, fortunately, there were no reports of any injuries. No one had to duck, but no joke here, Chuck and Colleen. This comes on the very same day that NASA scientists say a meteor hitting our planet is 4 or 5 times more likely than they ever anticipated. It arrived in the atmosphere in a flash and elicited fascination across the American West. On the AMS Fireball website, space may be the final frontier, but take a look at this YouTube video from South LA and you'll understand it's the first thing everybody's talking about tonight. Dave Morgan spotted it in San Dimas.
It was so large and the trail was so big, and the explosion, it was pretty amazing.
A fireball or bright meteor lit up the sky, and then social media. So what is happening?
It's probably just a rogue meteor, just like the one over Russia earlier this year. No one saw it coming, and wow, that made their day. It was quite bright.
It arrived in the atmosphere in a flash and elicited fascination across the American West. On the AMS Fireball website, Alexander from St. George, Utah writes, "Awesome." An observer, John B. in Temecula, says, "It's the most brilliant white object I've ever seen. Looks as bright as burning phosphorus." Fortunately, meteors mostly stay in the sky. But remember what happened in Russia in February. That meteor injured some 1,600 people. Today, NASA revealed the threat of smashing space rocks is bigger than they first thought. Instead of 3 million zipping around the solar system, NASA now says there are 20 million up in the sky, and that's where they're hoping they stay.
It was bright, it was huge, it had a large trail, and I just went, whoa. And then it looked like it came behind the trees, it sort of exploded.
Now, if you missed it, not to be too disappointed, the torrid meteor shower is currently in our atmosphere, and our Fritz Coleman is going to have more on that coming up for you in just a few minutes. For now, we are live here in the Hollywood Hills with our eyes to the sky. I'm Robert Kovacic. Let's go back to you.
Did you see it? A possible meteor sighting in the skies over Southern California. People from San Diego to L.A. report seeing a bright light streak through the sky. Good evening. I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. From Twitter to Facebook, social media is lighting up tonight with talk about a bright light spotted over Southern California.
Was it a meteor? KTLA's Rick Chambers live in Pasadena with details on what people saw tonight. Rick.
Yeah, Micah and Cher, you're right. People saw this all over the place. Phoenix, Arizona, in fact, to San Diego, Hemet up to Santa Maria. Low in the sky, many of them said, about 8 o'clock tonight.
And all of a sudden I looked up, I was actually approaching Alvarado, and I said, oh my God.
KTLA Assistant News Director Chris Knutson saw it out along the 101 freeway.
And it was a fireball. It wasn't huge, it was, it looked It looked like a small fuselage of a chopper coming down.
How long did you see it?
Oh, it only lasted for about 7 or 8 seconds.
A fireball with a hooked tail low on the horizon, possibly part of the South Torrids meteor shower, which ends later this month. The fireball lit up Twitter as well. Julia said it looked like fireworks. Jerry in Carlsbad said an explosive finish that lit up the room. And Eli wrote insane meteor over Glendale, or alien invasion. It all brings back memories, though, of that huge fireball soaring over Russia in February, something the experts predict will be happening more frequently. And back here live, we mentioned that South Torrids meteor shower. That will last till about the 25th of this month, so no doubt more sightings still ahead. In Pasadena, I'm Rick Chambers. Guys, let me throw it back to you.
Serene Branson is live at the Griffith Park Observatory, where the sightings caused a lot of excitement tonight. Serene.
They sure did cause a lot of excitement, Sharon. There are a lot of people here at the Griffith Observatory tonight, and a few of them actually saw these fireballs in the sky. First, we want to give you a glimpse of that security video again that captures the image of that fireball. It appears to be the meteor. You see that flash and then streaking right after it. Now, sky watchers here at the Griffith Observatory say that they were surprised by the brief show.
We were out there looking at downtown, and then out of nowhere there were a lot of flashes, and then what turned into like a yellow ball of fire, and then it just went out.
I just saw a bunch of flashes out of the corner of my eye, and then like a big bright light, and then I was like, what was that? I figured somebody was taking some pictures or something, and she was like, no, it was bigger than that. It was in the sky. And so I figured meteor.
Fireballs like that happen when rocks from outer space, little chunks of asteroids called meteoroids, come flying into the Earth's atmosphere and burn up in the Earth's atmosphere. It's kind of like when you think of astronauts coming back in re-entry and there's all that heat. Same idea, a rock coming through Earth's atmosphere will literally burn up, and that's what you're seeing.
Now, that was Dr. Laura Danley. She is the curator of the Griffith Observatory here. And as she mentioned, these can happen from October to November. That's usually the best time you can see these fireballs in the sky that are part of the Torrid meteor shower. And she says that we could expect to see more over the next week or so. For now, we're live from the Griffith Park Observatory. Serene Branson, KCAL 9 News.